Well, then there was one. It's been the end of an era here. Not because I'm going to go down the pan, but for many years you've probably noticed in the background two English electric fridges. Well, only one of those worked for the last few years because the starting switch failed in the other one. What I used to do was to have bottles of drink and pop and milk and what have you in one, and then food in the other. But in the end, I thought, well, I only really need the one because there's only me here nowadays. Don't get many people coming to visit, so I just use the one. Well, last week, all of a sudden, I noticed that it's not getting cold enough anymore and it's running continuously. So, sure enough, in the box underneath the ice box, the chiller tray, it's full of water. And on top of that is little globules of oil. Smells like machine cutting oil, and I thought, that could only come from one place, inside the sealed refrigeration system, meaning it's dropped its gas. Now, we can't get the gas for these old relics here because the eco-Nazis banned it some years ago. Never mind that China still uses the stuff and they still use it in America and lots of other places in the world still use it. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah. So that, I'm afraid, was the end of that. But what I did do was to take the starting switch out of that fridge for the motor and the thermostat and use them to get this one to work again. And I think it's a slightly older model, but there it is, all back to rights and getting cold in there nicely. So there we are. Now, I didn't want the old fridge to be just thrown out, and I expect some of you probably would have felt the same, really. So I got in touch with an outfit near me called Yesterday's World, and they take this sort of thing in limited numbers, obviously. You know, they couldn't take a whole bulk load of stuff. But I rang the lady up and spoke to a very nice lady, and she said, "Oh yeah, sure, bring it up, yes." And I explained to her that it's missing the thermostat and the starting switch. But she said, "Well, it won't matter because it'll probably just be on display as part of a 1950s kitchen or some such, or perhaps, you know, a mock-up of an old appliance shop or something like that." So there we are. So that's gone out to grass. Well, it's about to go out to grass. I'll have to put it in the car and take it up there. So yeah, it didn't seem right somehow to just throw that on the scrapyard. You know, all these pikeys going through it and all this sort of thing. Not nice. It's been quite eventful here in another way too. It's been like Christmas was when I was a kid. The bell keeps ringing and the postman comes, and the latest thing to arrive is his Nikon Coolpix. And the disc, spare battery, SD card, charger, leads, even the distractions arrived the other day from Ian on Radio G1 DRP's channel. So thank you ever so much for that, Ian. It is very nice to be wanted. So what with this thing appearing to work properly, as I've used the super duper super glue and a bit of brass strip and a fair amount of swearing to get it to work, treated myself to some new batteries. Funny, they still power the Walkman all right, but for some reason this thing it doesn't want to know. Not with those. Odd, isn't it? And what was this? And then the Nikon and the little JVC from Helios Hall. I think you can say we're covered. Now, with regards to the computer itself, somebody on here told me that whatever you do, don't have Vista and don't have Windows 8. And strangely enough, a friend of a friend who does computers for a living, builds them, has said exactly the same thing. He said, you know, when XP turns into a pumpkin, if it's Windows that you want, then the best thing to do is 7. So there you are, might be coming to you from Windows 7 soon. And also might be coming to you in stereo, because I notice that this has left and right microphones on it. So, yes, my God, fellas, exciting times. Oh dear, so exciting, yes. But it is very nice to be, wanted and appreciated. So, and it's meant I've had to have a bit of a shift around it here, mind you, because the huge old Mitsubishi TV now hasn't got a home. So I thought what I'd do is put it on there as a collection only on eBay, because again, it doesn't seem right to just dump it, because it's got the remote control with it and it all works. It could be used with the Freeview box, the right one, with just the old coaxial lead, because I did it for a while and it worked very well, thank you very much. So, yeah, so that's the way things are at the moment. So with that, it's time for a cup of coffee, and see you soon.